Welcome back. This is going to be Circle C, the back 9. If you haven't checked out the front 9, go ahead and do that first and come back and we'll get going. Hole 10, we have a 280-foot par 3. And if you notice on hole 9, we went uphill 40 feet. Now you're basically doing the exact same thing, we were going downhill. The ceilings here underneath this branch are right around 10 feet tall, the tallest portion of it. You are throwing downhill, so you want to grab something that's pretty straight, some sort of putter, whatever you have that flies pretty straight for you, and work your way down this hill, understanding that as you go downhill, things are going to start gliding and speeding up. So you want to make sure to get it down as quick as possible, otherwise you can overfly this basket pretty easily. And if you go way long, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. Hole 11 is a 630-foot par 4. This is when the course really starts to allow you to kind of open up a little bit, but you still have to be tactful in how you throw. Because even though you can throw really far around this corner, it's not necessarily how you want to play this shot. The hole plays around to the left, and the back of this tree line over here where these rocks are is right at 252 feet. This corner opens up to the left but then flattens out a little bit, so you want to take something that's a little bit understable that'll stand up as it goes around the corner and try to land somewhere right around here. After that, you've got a 330-foot dead straight shot if you want to take the fairway, or you can play up high either to the right or to the left based on whatever you have from your lie and the trees. The ceiling here comes in right around 12 feet. The mistake to make is to miss to the right of the basket. Over here to the left of the basket gets a little bit weary with some of these branches hanging down. There can be some stuff that can really put you in the circle and not give you a putt. Another par 4 here is 558 feet. This tee pad is kind of hard to find, but if you go past the short pad that you will notice from the last basket and follow this trail that we're flying over here, you'll be able to walk right up to the tee. When you throw this shot, it's a big forehand or a backhand shot. There's this main big tree right there in the center of the frame to the left. If you land anywhere around there, you'll have a great shot. This is what it looks like coming from the fairway. And from the base of that tree, you got it right at 280 feet. If you can get in front of the tree anywhere and land somewhere down here but slightly to the right, it'll put yourself in a better position. If you somehow end up in the woods to the left or to the right, you're pretty much just going to have to pitch out. Again, you want to make it up here to the right of the basket slightly. There's some gaps over here to the left, but to the right is going to give yourself the best chance to have a good putt. This may be my favorite par 3 on the entire course. It's only 300 feet, but you need to throw something that has some pace to it in order to get to the basket. If you try to take a mid-range or a putter or anything like that, you need to get a little bit higher, and the ceiling on this hole just won't allow that to happen. You need to have something that's going to push forward. I mean, personally, I throw a T-bird 3 on this hole and play a slight flex line down the middle of it. If you hit one of these trees, though, it can shoot you anywhere, but your best chance of getting up there is to have some sort of fairway driver that's fairly straight. Backing up that par 3, we have this great par 4 at 610 feet here that is just really well designed. You want to play this fairway, but you also want to flex with the fairway as it's shaped. You want to land slightly off to the right side once you get past this main big tree that's in the center of the screen now. From the tee pad, you can see this basket if you step to the left slightly. You want to land somewhere right around in here. This is going to give you a pretty decent shot to the basket, around 250 or so. Just a pretty flat to hyzery right hand shot thrown right through this gap right here, and you'll fade right at the basket. The basket is covered with this tree that has limbs hanging down, so if you want to attack it from up high, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to fall right next to the basket. There's a tree that's directly in front of this tee pad, slightly to the right, so if you're standing on the left side of it and you're going to throw a righty forehand, you feel like you're going to hit this tree every time, and it forces you to want to pull off to the left a little bit. But obviously this tree line here is an issue. The tree is really not in your way off the tee pad, but it just feels like it. But if you get it flat and thrown up high a little bit, elevated, and let it glide down to the right, you'll just get yourself in range. But you don't want to fly to the basket because the ceiling kind of cascades down towards the basket. So you want to come out a little short and hopefully play for a little bit of a skip or put you in putting range. Hole 16 gives you a chance to play this hole in two different ways that are both fairly aggressive. One is smarter than the other. If you take something and you end up in this first little sunlit area directly in front of us here and land short, you'll have a longer approach shot, but you'll have a more open shot. Now if you want to get aggressive and try to hyzer in right into this gap to the left here, you got to get about 360, 400 to land over here and then give yourself a shot at the basket. It is a par 4, but you're taking a chance trying to come in to the left. If you play it short, that's the smarter play in my eyes, and then you can play over the top to the right or to the left, depending on where you land according to that grouping of trees. All in all, this course is just very beautiful, and this park is very well maintained, and you can tell that the course is maintained. I mean, this walking path alone right here is very nice. Kind of feels like you're on a hike a little bit while you're going and playing golf, but at the same time it's peaceful and a little serene. The tree line on hole 17 to the left makes you want to pull it to the right a little bit, but it's really not something to worry about. You just need to worry mostly about getting something to land flat up here on the ground. You take a putter or a mid-range and just work on landing with the grade of the land up here. You give yourself a better chance at actually staying near the basket. So this ground is very hard packed and very skippy, and if you take any kind of fairway driver and you land on edge anywhere around this area, you'll more than likely skip past the basket and roll down the hill. I've played a lot of courses, and I gotta say this is probably my favorite hole 18 that I've ever played. From the tee pad where you are, it's slightly uphill, but the fairway turns just a little bit to the right. And you have to worry about keeping it in the fairway. It's only 28, 30 feet or so here, but also trying to land in a very specific spot. Because you have this big tree that's off to the right over here. It's 280. So if you can get a mid-range or a fairway to land just around the corner and anywhere right here in this spot, you're in perfect position. But it's very easy to skip to the left or end up into the right. Now throwing from that position, you have to land in another really tight area that you can't see from your lie. This mouth gap opening right here is very tucked around to the left, so the farther you land out in the field can be beneficial at times. But if you do land right here in the mouth, it's 240 feet to the pin, and it's a very straight shot. The gap right through here is right around 15 feet, and then you have this little creek that sometimes has water in it, I'm told, sometimes doesn't. But then you also have a very protected green. I mean, this is just an all-around beautiful hole. This course kind of plays in a weird way, but once you get to hole 18, if you're trying to find your way back to the car, just go straight through this little path here behind the basket and follow the game trail basically that you can see this on the ground. There's lots of soccer fields, lots of people around, and I've seen people get turned around and not sure how to get back to their car. So I want to be sure to show you how to get back to where you parked in the first place. They also have nice facilities over here if you need to use the restroom. HEB's right down the street, and go grab you some fast food or something to drink. That's it for now, everyone. Go ahead and check out the channel. Feedback's appreciated, and I'll get more courses up as soon as I can. Keep chasing those chains.